What's the next ones?
All right, next four up from there, we got Gunnar Stockton there at 12, and then we've
Mhm.
got 11. We've got Taylon Green, Arkansas, Austin Simmons, and then Jackson Arnold up there at number 9.
I can tell you with Gunnar Stockton, the reason I had him lower on my list is because that Notre Dame game, right? And he hasn't played a lot of football. That Notre Dame kind of scared me a little bit. I thought when he come in against Texas, I thought he played well, but it just looked a little gun shy against Notre Dame. I
Pun
look.
not intended.
I look. I don't think he's going to be bad by any means, and I don't think Georgia needs him to be anything special. If he could just be serviceable, a game manager, and just not turn it over and lose Georgia games, if he could just move the football, move the chains, man, keep them in situations to make plays late, they have so much talent, they're gonna succeed. They're gonna have a great year. They're gonna because they got players, dude. They got the Jimmies and the Joes. So this isn't a knock towards like his talent. He hasn't played a lot of football for me.
Yeah.
And that's why, because I know some Georgia fans are probably going to come in here and they're like, "Oh, Gunnar Stockton, the disrespect is crazy," And I don't think it's disrespect to his talent. I think it's just the fact that we haven't seen him play a lot of football, and so
Well,
that's it for me.
and from what we saw from Gunnar Stockton, I do think, I think a perfect comp would be over to Diego Pavia for him. I think him and Diego Pavia, from what we saw anyways from Gunnar Stockton, is he likes to be kind of that athletic and kind of tough quarterback. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of true quarterback qualities out of Gunnar Stockton. And again, we don't have too much to base that off of. So
Yeah.
that's again, I agree with you. I think that's why he's lower. I think the reason why he's so high on this list above these other guys is because he's on Georgia's team. I think if you're a Georgia quarterback, you have to, you're not terrible, right? I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
I think you've got to be pretty high up there, and I've got faith that he can be better. And I don't think we saw everything from him.
Yeah.
And then with going through here too, I guess I'll throw these out too. So let's see, starting off with Gunnar Stockton. Gunnar, you had him ranked at number 10,
Mhm.
and then I had him ranked at 11. So we were pretty
Mhm.
accurate, pretty close there. For Taylon Green, you had him ranked 12th. I actually ranked him up at 7. So this was probably like the biggest gap between
Yeah.
you and I. So I had him ranked up at number 7 just because I thought, this one, I like the athletic quarterbacks that are speedy. I mean, he's got a lot of speed, and then he can throw the ball. It's just his decisions aren't there for higher quarterback IQ, and so I need to see that a little bit more.
What I have to see from Taylor Green is the accuracy, Josh, and
Yeah.
and and he's got to put the puzzle. He's got to put the puzzle together
Hmm.
because he's only got a couple pieces missing. The athleticism is off the charts. I'm not knocking him here. I think he's one of the most athletic quarterbacks in the country. But we got to piece a full 4 quarters together, and when he does that, watch out
Yeah.
because his legs, him having the ability to escape the pocket and not just pick up a first down, he can take it for a house call.
Yeah.
And that's the difference with Taylor Green. But I have to see you start stepping up into the pocket on 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, and delivering strikes, hit the dig, and pick up the first down. And sometimes it's just not there. And that's why he's sitting where he sits, 12th for me,
Hmm.
because I have to start seeing those things. And yeah, look, Arkansas, you can say what you want to about them. They did knock off Tennessee at home last year. So a lot of people are down on Sam Pittman. They think that this could be the end of the road for him if they don't succeed. But one thing Arkansas has in their corner is they're returning their quarterback. And a lot of other SEC teams can't say that. So I think that is a big piece. You just
Yeah.
got to have him put that piece into the puzzle.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And what's funny is that you and I actually had these two, Austin Simmons and Taylon Green. We had them reversed. I had I so I had Taylor Green at 7. You had
Yeah.
Austin Simmons at 7. And
Yeah.
then, I had Austin Simmons at 12. You had Taylor Green at 12.
Mhm.
So, it's funny how we kind of thought a little bit opposite on these two. For Austin Simmons, the reason why he made it down so low was because of me. And I think with Austin Simmons, I just don't have enough film to look at it. Now you can go back to last year when he did have to come in for Jackson Dart
Mhm.
and look at him a little bit there. And I believe that he's done playing baseball from what I heard.
Mhm.
He's not trying to do two sports. He's focusing all in on football. So I think he's got the potential. This is from what I know and what I can definitively say, and I just don't have enough on the tape to really make my argument to put him too much higher. In fact, I think Taylor Green is better than Austin Simmons, but the way that our averages worked out barely put Austin Simmons really right ahead of him. And I think they both had a 9.5 on our average. So that's they both were right there. You could swap either one of those, I think.
The reason why I was kind of high on Austin Simmons is because of his head coach.
I agree.
Lane Kiffin is one of the brightest minds, offensive minds in college football. Sometimes on fourth down, maybe not so much, but we all love Lane. We love the trolling on social media. We love the play calling, and I think he's done a tremendous job with the quarterback position at Ole Miss. And so I think he is going to put Austin Simmons in better situations than Taylor Green will be put in.
Yeah.
And I think Austin Simmons is going to have better weapons than what Taylor Green's going to have. So that is why I had Austin Simmons in that 7 spot, because I think his head coach is going to have better moments with him and allow him to be able to throw the ball around. He's going to throw the ball around the yard because Lane's going to do it. He's not coming in there and he's not running 12 personnel and he's not going to pound the football, and he's just not doing it. He wants to throw it around the yard. He wants to get sticky with it, and he wants
Yeah.
to throw the clipboard 30 feet up in the air and call his touchdown. All right.
Yeah.
And so that's why I got Austin high, and I think Lane's a bright mind, man.
Yeah, yeah, I like Austin Simmons too. I mean, I'm not, I think putting him down to 12 was hard for me, and again, it's just because I don't know. But I
Yeah.
do agree with you. I think the potential is there, and potential. Let's move on to that guy that we've got at number 9 there too, because I think at number 9, I think I see potential. It's just from what I know, I had a hard time even ranking him as high as I did. You probably put him at a more favorable, or not favorable, a more accurate rank than what I did. I had Jackson Arnold at 8. You had him at 10. Kind of averaging him out there at 9, and I think that Jackson Arnold could be top 5. The closer that we get to season and some of the more of the clips, at least on the national stage, you're not seeing many clips or many, anybody really talking about Jackson Arnold doing good in practice. And that's scary getting closer to season. But I know that the potential is there. It's just whether Hugh Freeze uses the right methods to get him to where he could be.
So one thing I'll give a sneak peek here on is what we're hearing out of Auburn. Hey, I'm Blake Lane. I'm an Auburn guy, but I'm not gonna come on this channel and be a orange and blue homer. But I will tell you this: what we're hearing is RPO is electric with Jackson Arnold. It's the drop back game that we got to get a little more rhythm to.
Which is
That's
so
the
weird because that's the opposite of what he struggled with at Oklahoma. That
I
just
remember
and
you saying that.
it didn't make sense to me. Like that's because that's what I've been hearing too. Is that
Yeah.
RPO is working fine, but it's more or less just making your decisions, going through your progressions, and finding that guy, which is so weird. I mean, the only times that he struggled with that at Oklahoma last year was when the offensive line was just banged up and letting everybody through. They were stopping defenders like they were mosquitoes trying to go through a chain link fence. So I think that's the main reason why he struggled so badly last year. And Auburn does have a much better offensive line and dealing with much better offensive line than what Oklahoma was dealing with last year.
Yeah, and look, I don't think Auburn needs Jackson Arnold to go win a Heisman Trophy. I don't think Auburn needs Jackson Arnold to be Nick Marshall or any, like I said, Cam Newton. Like, you don't need Jackson Arnold to do that. You just need Jackson Arnold to not fumble the football, not make the boneheaded mistakes that you've had the previous 2 seasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if Jackson Arnold can be the 9th best quarterback in the Southeastern Conference for Auburn, I think you're looking at a positive season. I
Yeah.
think you fill out, you check all the boxes of what the talking heads are saying about you in the preseason. If Jackson Arnold can be top 10 in SEC quarterbacks, you don't have to have him go out here and throw for 3,800 yards and things like that. You need Jackson Arnold to hold on to the football because turnovers have killed you at Auburn the previous 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Auburn hasn't had a winning season, and turnovers have bit you. So you just need Jackson Arnold to manage and say, hey, look, I got Cam Coleman, I got Eric Singleton Jr., I got Malcolm Simmons, I got Perry Thompson, got Horatio Fields. Like, you're good. You're good. Just deliver. And so that's why I'm kind of high on Jackson. I am a little nervous. You're going on the road your first week. It's on a Friday night. That kind of, I don't know. I got to see, but he's comfortable playing Friday night in Texas. So
Yeah. True.
that's a positive thing. But yeah, I think Jackson, if he could live up to even 9th or 10th in the SEC, man, I think Auburn checks that 8-win mark, and what the talking heads have predicted for them.
Yeah. And again, this is preseason
Yeah.
top 16, top rankings, like not top 16, but you're just overall rankings. So yeah, I mean, this is what we know about them right now. It's not, I'm not putting any of this into what I think they can be, because if it's what I think they can be, then, I think guys like Jackson Arnold, maybe even Joey Aguilar, possibly Bo Perbula can make their way up this list. And that's something that we'll do later on. And towards the end of the season is go back through and kind of compare it to what we think they are at the end of the season, and compare these two lists, see how they ended up stacking up.